Please pass your homework in. Everyone got it in. Everyone. After your homework reading, can any of you tell me why the Civil War started?
I think it was because of slavery.
Was it? I thought it was because of state rights.
What do you mean? Slavery was an awful institution. Owning someone else, treating them like dirt, it's enough to start a war.
I don't think so. While both were key considerations, I think it was economic.
You mean money was the reason we had the Civil War? How can you think that?
Yeah, I think it was slavery.
Well, according to the book and several websites, the South had an agrarian society based on farming. Now, slavery was one of the reasons farming was successful because of cheap labor. The North had farms,
The North had factories in large cities. They didn't need slaves.
But the abolition movement was based on the idea that slavery was evil. That was why Lincoln was elected.
No, Lincoln was elected on a fluke. He only had 40% of the popular vote.
Yes, but he took the Electoral College votes. In fact, he wasn't even on most southern states' ballots.
The Electoral College win was huge. He carried most of the states except the South.
See, it was slavery.
No, it was economic. The North wanted higher tariffs to protect its factories from British manufacturers.
Wanted lower tariffs because they sent all their cotton to England, so they had to buy manufactured goods. So lower tariffs meant lower taxes for them.
But I don't get it. In the South, there were 8 million people. Less than 5% of the people in the South owned slaves. Why did most in the South want slavery?
I thought it was because of all the white people. I mean, the poor white trash. Why do they always have to pick on somebody? It always turns out to be the poor black slave.
You mean the reason they wanted slavery wasn't just economic, but because they got to be better than someone else?
Well, that's what I think. I mean, why do we always have to pick on somebody?
Didn't the Southerners support slavery?
Yeah, somehow they thought slavery was okay.
But slavery in the Bible was not a racial thing. There were slaves in every color, and most of the Roman Empire was slaves. Haven't you seen Gladiator?
So it was just an excuse.
So they could feel better about themselves and look down on the poor black slaves.
Which would enable them to.
After your homework reading, can any of you tell me why the Civil War started?
Wasn't that in the jungle?